Scotty, welcome to Angels and Demons Podcast. Today on Angels and Demons Podcast, we have a special guest, an artist whose work has become a vibrant part of Jacksonville's creative heartbeat. You've seen his pieces hanging all around the city, sparkling smiles, conversation, moments of joy. Please welcome the incredibly talented Scotie Cousins. Scotty, we're honored to have you here. Thank you for sharing your energy, your vision, and amazing art that's brightening Jax every day. When did you spark for creating this style of art first hit you? Do you remember the moment you realized this is what I want to put into the world?
There's a starting of it, which was in Chicago, and I'm not going to go spend too much time on it, but I found a level of service. I was rehabbing from a back surgery, watching my neighbors and the whole city fly by at a subterranean apartment, and I was rehabbing on a big pallet, watching my wife work, and I was on the just watching people go by all day long because we had this beautiful window in front, and I saw so many people in pain, man. I saw people that I just went through the day. They're almost like zombies, and I was like, we had no money. We were about we're 1 week from bankruptcy, and the only thing I could think about, and I was hit from the good Lord above, do something in service, and then that will fill your vacuum and whatever you need. And not that I did it for, but man, I used to do crazy stuff in Chicago. I mean, food color, snow, block long, and 6 different pump sprayers.
That's awesome, man. Just to have a good time.
Yeah, man. And my technical ability is probably 60%, which is not too bad. But the imagination is where I fuse a lot of stuff that just people don't think about, And my composition is the whole world. When people are like these artists and they're throwing art at walls and galleries, I got the whole world. Vincent, could you imagine?
Although they say the oyster is your world, so you truly have made it your world.
Oh my gosh! Waking up with unlimited possibilities and butterflies in your stomach every day.
That's awesome, Scotty. That's awesome.
That's my saying, right?
Your artwork shows up in unexpected places around Jacksonville. What inspired you to start sharing it publicly and openly with the community?
Well, this form, which is the critters, and I want to show you my cat Ollie. He's the only.
How can you not smile when looking at that? Come on.
He likes you, Vince.
Whoa.
And you know what? I think I'm going to give him.
Wait. How many? So 1, 2, 3,
how many ears does he have?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10-eared cat.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
How did you think of that?
Huh?
How did you think of that?
That's that hamster wheel I was telling you about. The imagination. I mean, it is just...
That is incredible.
The best compliment I got as a creative is like, Scotty, they need to study your brain when you're gone from this planet. They need to do something with your brain and see what's happening. Because,
that's very interesting.
Yeah, I get it all the time. And how do you do so much in a small amount of time? But the answer to your question, I had these political signs in the back of my gallery for like 2 years, and I'd go on my bike ride, in West Atlantic Beach, and that's where I get most of my coolest ideas. And I was like, I'm gonna do something with that corrugated polypropylene. But they sat back there. COVID started, and then we had like the trifecta: the racial stuff, the political, the COVID. Everything was like
that perfect trifecta.
It really was a trifecta. And we didn't know if we were going to be alive. So when people don't know if they're going to be alive, that they have something to live for or whatever, they start to be awful to each other.
That's true. That's true.
I was at that Publix at Harbor Place, and it was it was right in the middle of everything where they were bringing out it was scary. And there was a lot of people in line, and it was all adults, and everybody was acting unbelievable to each other. It was really, really awful. And as an artist, I was like, I'm always scanning. I'm like, this is crazy. If you're talking about mental
wrecked your
health,
soul, probably.
It really. If you're talking about mental health, Vincent, I'm telling you, their eyes were wide open like this. They're looking at the ground like that, and F you and this. I mean, it was crazy.
Bad stuff.
It hit me hard right here. So on my way back, I had my groceries, and I'm headed back to Atlantic Beach on the flyover. And this on the flyer, I'm closer to God. Can you believe me? That's when it happened.
On the flyover.
On the flyover, man. You just like, all right, I'm going to get you now. You're at this altitude. I'm going to give you something.
That's pretty cool.
Boom. And so I get fashion a critter. Everybody loves animals more than people sometimes.
That's
Put
true.
it in the middle of
That's
somewhere
true.
they don't never expect it. And I got so excited by the time I got home. I got to it. I fashioned a critter, and it was so rude and it's just crude. I mean, not rude, but it was crude. The eye was about that big, and it was like this. It was nothing like a Scottie like today, but especially my cat. But I mean, I got so excited. I cut it out, sprayed it real fast. It was so wet. I put a bright orange shirt like this right on. Got a white hard hat and a white helmet. I mean, a fold-out chair and a ladder. I put that thing up right away. I went there exactly right after I came back from Publix. And
That is awesome,
I
man.
threw that thing up there. I had a red fold-out chair that I still have today. And I just watched people from the side of the road on Atlantic right across from like that Publix.
What'd you see?
I put up the critter, and I saw people that had like this boulder on their shoulder, and they went like this. Everything relaxed, and they're like, and they stared at it. It was so odd. Why is it there? Who did it? Why did they do it? What was their motivation? What the heck is happening?
That's wow.
And so
That's incredible.
And that's how it all started. But then, you know what? The craziest thing about it, I forgot all about my groceries in the back of the car.
You're still
They were
sitting
all
there?
done. They were all done. And
That's
then
hilarious.
from there, it was just spiraled into the airport. I mean, I would go out. 40% of my time every week would be for community, just to throw stuff out there. And then anything that I could do for profit as an artist was second like fiddle to me, because I know I had to do something. And God was like, use your talents. Quit messing around. Get to it. And man, it so resonated, and I got so many things to tell you of how it affected people, and how I look for avenues to bring light to the darkness and places.
I think, Scottie, your message is so powerful. It's very similar to what my podcast is. Obviously, Angels and Demons podcast. Light and dark, but you have ever stopped thinking about how many people you've impacted, how many days you've brightened just by putting your art out into the city. I mean, take for an example, like life is difficult. No matter what anyone chooses to say, life is hard.
It's hard.
And you're making, I drove by these things forever and ever and ever. And then the other day, I almost hit you with my truck. And I'm like, man, I'm so sorry. And then there's a bird on the back of your truck. I'm like, I love this
It was
thing,
actually a beach rat.
Beach rat.
On the back of my bike.
Yeah, beach rat. And, all of a sudden I was like, would you like to come on the podcast? And it was just an incredible moment, because I realized at that very moment, like, it was meant to be.
It was organic, man.
It was really was organic. I didn't hunt you down.
No.
You didn't hunt me down.
People behind us weren't giving us any crap about being in the middle of the street. I said, don't worry about it, Vincent. It's a beach town.
Yeah,
and you know what?
yeah,
They see that
yeah.
beach rat, they know there's some business going on. We're going to make some
That's
people
right.
happy.
That's right.
Yeah,
nobody was honking.
Nobody.
They were
And,
cool.
oh my gosh, if they dared.
Yeah, that beach
That
rat.
would be, Scotie Cousin would come down hard on you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just joking, by the way. It's a self-governed thing, you know?
So how intentional are you about choosing colors, characters, or themes that evoke your joy? You say you're very spontaneous. Is it instinctive or planned?
Man, that's exactly my heart. Instincts, gut, and heart. It's like a whole thing. Brain, heart, and gut. And then when you get them all together,
It just comes out.
it just comes out. And, like you say, composing, I look for places where there's pain, where there's struggle, where there's uncertainty, which is hospitals, drive-throughs for pharmacies.
Damn.
I look for spots where I can really make a difference, where I've been, you don't know this, but I got to live in chronic pain. I've had over 40 major operations, and it's hard for me to stay upright because gravity does its thing. But
So
you
you know
never
what it's
about
like
it.
to be on the other side.
I'm in it every day.
You're in it every day.
Day. just as much as the other people. So when I do these things, I mean, I art bomb Mayo all the time. I'm sorry about that. But somebody's got to get a clue. Let's get some stuff up there to get people.
That's awesome.
Yeah, art bomb them all the time. Every time I'm up there. And I just partner with a really wonderful lady of a church where she made these cards that are generic. They have these Scotie critters in them. And
cool.
The kids color them. And they put these messages, the generic message of, you're going to be just all right. And there's like 75. Every time I'm a professional patient at Mayo, I'll always go to the doctor because I just have a thing that is attacking my body. And it keeps me closer to God all the time. It tells me what to do. You know, there's things that we're not going to be here for that long, Vincent.
No, I tell people all the time, we're passing through. We're just in a big schoolyard, you know?
Yeah.
And we're just doing the best we can. But you've made such an impact on this community, and when I say that, I mean it. I until that moment I saw you for years, I've seen these. And for those that don't know, Scotie, like in Jacksonville, Florida, the city of Jacksonville, Florida, you cannot go anywhere.
Go Jags.
Yes, you can't go anywhere, drive anywhere without seeing some of these. Like here, you want to hold one of them up? One of these special
My
cat alley, like or on a tree.
He's a rascal.
Behind a bush, and like he said, a place where people are just going through. He knows a difficult moment, and he's putting these around the town. And I just was like, I've always wanted to be like, I gotta meet this guy. Like this guy and me are meshing on the same wavelength, doing different things, but we're kind of in the same momentum.
Selfless. I'm not saying I'm selfless. I want to help people
In an unselfish way.
Beyond the borders of our family and our yard.
Yes.
And that's where it's powerful.
Yes.
And especially when you help out when you're the poorest, when you less need to do something like that, the miracles start to happen.
It's true because, you know, a lot of people, they say, you know, why are you still doing this podcast? Like, it's not making any money. It's not doing this. It's not doing that. And I got off the phone with someone, a dear friend of mine. I said, you know what, Scotie, I said, it's not about the money to me. It's about people realizing that there's hope when there seems to be no hope. And that is all I'm trying to do for people, is give them a resource to let them know you're not alone. No matter how much pain you're going through, no matter how much suffering you're going through, there's people here like Scotie that know. They know.
We're disciples.
Pretty much. We're listening. We're listening to that little voice that says, hey, you are going to get up and you're going to do whatever it is. And whether it's your mind just exploding with the most awesome creative ideas, or it's me just blabbing my mouth on this microphone to different people.
Cool.
Yeah,
You're
it's
doing
just
great.
Whatever it takes. When you're creating, do you think about the location your art might end up in, or is it more about the piece itself?
Always both. But like I told you before, I really, really look for spots that don't, like there was a spot going to Neptune Beach Elementary. They had these, after Matthew, these 2x4s holding the fence up.
Wow.
And I said, some rats need to be climbing up that. And so I did. And it was one of the coolest art pieces because when you morph it into everyday life, when we go to Disneyland, you see all the stuff, it just looks a little homogenized. And what I want you to understand is that there's someone who went out that day and wanted to make you just stop worrying for a second. And I've gotten so many texts, so many messages from people, how it affected their day, strangers.
So cool.
One of the biggest ones was, Scotie, we know you do this stuff. One of the things I always remember is a 11-year-old who had brainstem cancer. Her name was Morgan. And the family got a hold of me and said, "Is there something you can do for this child that, you know, just give her a break one day, you know, do." But they just said, "Is there something you can do?" And I'm like, all right. Took everything out of my studio, and I went over there, and they were supposed to be gone. She was supposed to be at Wolfson's. And they met me out in the yard as I was like putting Scotties all over I call them Scotties, by the way.
That's awesome.
All over the place. And she came out, and I saw the house, how much she was ravaged by that chemo. I wanted to start crying first. And I was, because any human being who sees a 11-year-old that's been just through the ringer, and her mother too, and I mean, it's a collateral thing. Everybody suffers. And so when some of the family members reached out to me and said, Scotty, is there anything you could do? And, I reached way deep down underneath the heart, and I said, I'm going to do something that's really going to be something
awesome,
she'll remember. So I'm in the middle of doing this, and this was like 5-6 years ago. We got into it, and you should have seen her, Vincent. She was just she was in a world she has never seen before. Let me, you've seen.
You brought her alive.
She was alive. She was like doing something besides suffering, and someone going, "Oh, I'm so sorry this is happening to you." She didn't need that. What we need is people around us with this kind of smile and those eyes, and we're here to help you along the way on this earth, because you know what? We love you.
We get it. We get it.
And we're selfless because we want you to understand that you're not alone.
No. And
take that boulder off your shoulder. When you see a Scotty out there, the reason why it's got big eyes is because it wants to see you and what you need.
I love it. And for coming from a guy 8 to 12 years old, had T-cell leukemia, was pronounced dead 10 times. Like, you're telling me stuff that, like, you're beautiful, Scotty. You're doing things for other people when there is, you are not looking for the reward. You're looking for the blessing towards the person that's going to see this, that's going to make their day. Like you gave the example in Publix. You saw a spirit that wasn't beach-like. This is a happy place. We're at the beach.
It should be a happy world all over the world.
Yes. Yeah. And you saw that devastating, just darkness that came over during COVID because there was uncertainty. People didn't know about their jobs, money, whatever it might be. But you knew something that was going to put a smile on their face. And you did it.
I did it. And you know what? That's what I'm very proud of. And it just didn't stop at one. It stopped at up to 1,000. I mean,
how many of these have you done around the city?
I mean, there are things in Dutton Island Preserve. I'm not even tell you where they are. They're in the middle of nowhere.
You got to find them.
Yeah, there are things in other countries. I just put a magnetic critter on a doggone cruise on one of my cruise ships, and
That's
we sailed
awesome.
the whole thing with the critter on the side of the.
That's awesome. You're ministering all around.
It was one of the coolest things I ever did. My wife said, "We're not going on this cruise. You're going to get in trouble." I said, "All right, I'm going. I'm making fun too."
Do you ever create a piece or think this one is going to hit someone right in the heart? And you do, because you just mentioned the lady. But what role do you think your public art, especially uplifting art, plays in improving mental health within a community?
I was trying to tell you that story earlier, and I want to do a book one day where I anonymously show the text and then have a picture of my art that they were looking at. The plain simple fact that there's so many of them, and what you hear is. I mean, sometimes I've started crying. I was like, wow, it's unbelievable how you can just go out and do something simple, something so simple, and it affects somebody. And I'm just going to tell you that I've gotten people that are going through divorce. They were so worried about the split and whatever, and I saw one of your critters, and I knew it was going to be all right. I just got one the other day. I was going through cancer. I was feeling sorry for myself, coming back from Mayo. And it said, when I saw your critter, and they did it in such beautiful poetry of how they had it all happen. And there's so many of them, Vincent. It's just hard to say how many people have reached out humbly, and I just don't know how to say that humbly. And when I mean selflessly, when I say that, it means humbly. I mean, I really...
I can tell. I can tell in your face. You are very humble. When people compare your art to small doses of daily therapy or joy, how does that make you feel as a creator? Knowing that you're getting these texts from people in cancer, going through divorce, maybe it's drugs, maybe it's something opiate, coming over opiates, whatever hill that might be, and someone's saying, Scotty, you just really lifted that load off my back. How does that make you feel?
It's hard for me to really explain right now because I get really choked up. I mean, when I do this stuff and I hear from people like that, and that's all they needed, and then we keep in contact, and then they rely on that. I, I don't know how to explain it because it is something that is an intangible wealth. You know, you can't measure this. This is something that you just can't buy. You have to do it. You have to do it, and you have to do it selflessly and with service, with nothing. I like freaking out people out at the airport, and they've let me just go crazy. And thank you, Jen Jones. You're awesome.
At the Jacksonville International Airport.
At the Jacksonville, yes, they're all over the place. I had a show there for 3 months in the Haskell Gallery, and they invited me to a board meeting. I was the only guy that looked like this. Everybody else is in a suit.
Did you guys hear that? So you fly into Jacksonville International Airport, and you're going to see Scotties everywhere.
Everywhere.
I mean, you're going to come into the city, and you're going to be happy, you know? You're going to be happy.
I even offered this guy one, too. I think he's going to get a hold of me, too.
Yeah.
But these things
absolutely.
are 15, 12
absolutely.
feet. But I had the show there, and Vincent, they had me at their board meeting, and they introduced me. Every one of those suits got up.
So cool.
They attacked me like a bunch of kids. You're the guy that does that. And then 2 weeks later, they said, Scotty, we want you around here all the time. Whatever you want, creative clout, whatever you want to do, you just keep doing it. So I pay for that stuff, and I love doing that. You know, there's no paid for profit for freelance artists. I really love doing this for the city, and I make it one of my I think I'm most proud of because, like you said, everybody knows it's the surprise. Hey, we only have surprises so long, you know, on our birthday, and we're kind of expecting that. But when you
Christmas
really
and stuff like that.
When you really get a Scotty and you see that, oh my gosh, how did he get up there first? This, that, and the other. And
there was one I did think of that. There was like I was like, how did you do that? You know, and I'm like, you do. That's what the creative part you were talking about.
And the surprise.
Yeah, and the surprise. All of a sudden, you're like, how did it get there?
What's the story? And then people are crazy about it, man. They just I can't keep up with all the people who want me to do things.
That's awesome. Now that's a great book idea, is to write on each piece you do what kind of triggered that idea and then how you got it there. And like you could do chapters on that because there's thousands of these things and they're changing. Scotie Cousins is changing Jacksonville, this city, and he's laid a big footprint in Jacksonville. And I'm telling you, whether you're Trevor Lawrence, whether you're whoever you are that think you're a big shot, and you don't need one of these in your backyard.
I asked him if he wanted one.
Yeah, you Trevor, if you're listening to this podcast,
come get it, man. I got something cool.
Antonio Brown was just on. Listen, these things are meant to be in your backyard. You know, my brother Jeremy Morgan has them all over. His yard, and it brings it alive. The kids come over and they're like, wow, look at that guy, and everyone's smiling, and they're in a good mood.
I think there should be one on the 50-yard line, a big old beach rat. We roll out there and we say, okay, this is for everybody going through cancer.
Well,
this is just thinking
cool.
about you. I hope that it happens. That's one of my dreams.
That was my next question is, what is your biggest dream with one of these Scotties? Like, what is your biggest dream?
I think that's already happened, to be honest with you. I've had dreams come true over and over and over and over. And my daily philosophy is unlimited possibilities and butterflies in my stomach, because every day I think I'm going to, I want to outdo that. And all of a sudden I do. And it keeps on going. And then you start to hear about how many people you're pulling out of the ditch that are having a really bad time.
It's awesome, Scott.
I mean,
it's awesome.
I think I've already had the dream come true over and over. I mean, I wish I could have some of these people on and just have them tell you.
That's awesome. Well, I can tell just from the smile and the reflection in your face that you have really touched so many people. And there is no greater gift to me in life than doing that. I mean, it's not about the likes. It's not about the subscribes. It's about the difference you make in someone's life.
It truly is. It's the only thing that matters. Can I just share one thing for you?
Do it. Yeah, I'd love to.
I live in chronic pain, and it's the pain that has almost drove me insane. I saw hell. I did. I was dependent on fentanyl in Chicago, and a hard dose of it. And me and my wife said, there's got to be another way. I was dependent. I wasn't abusing. But I had to go into a unit where the people were abusing the drugs to get off of it, to go into a surgery. And it's the one place that I actually saw hell. And I said, I never, ever want to go back there. I don't want to see that. And what I'm going to do, even though I'm in pain, is do something that shines a light that you can't get out of it, no matter what. Even if you're in the most pain. Look at me. I'm upright, and I got a smile on my face every day because
Absolutely.
I made the choice first, and then
which is not easy. You feel like you're
easy.
in a ball and it's rolling downhill, and there's nothing you can do about it. You're stuck in it, and there's just nobody that can hear you, and you're just trapped in this awful bliss, and you feel like there's no way out. So you feel like you're a hopeless, dependent person upon something, and all you want to do is break through. So I understand what you're saying. I mean, that's how you did that. I mean, is a story on itself. You know.
I mean, I have the problem with getting from this life to the next because of the suffering, and I really, really am. I'm so scared of it sometimes. I have faith in everything.
Yes.
But so what I do is I research near-death experiences. I see what people see and what they feel and the movie they see. And the movie they see is everybody's thing. They see the movie of their life. And then they get somebody that,
we're reading a book right now, as a New York Times bestseller, Near-Death Experiences.
Yes.
That's really funny you mentioned that. I mean, not funny, but it's interesting because we just started reading it, People's Encounters.
It's a big part of my life. I've researched over, I think, probably 800. And I do it while I work out. I listen to them.
That's really incredible.
And the reason why is because I hear the same story. People see their life. They see what they should have done, what they did, and then what they did. It shows you how it affected that person, and then it keeps on going like a pyramid scheme.
Yes.
And you see everything.
Yes.
The bad, the good, the everything. And every time I research one of those, I know I've done bad. Like we talked about, everybody has done their bad thing.
They all have their demons. They all have their angels.
Yes, and there's this side, that side, and this side. It all depends on which ones you want to.
The ways to justify it, to keep doing this. The way to justify it, to keep doing that. It's a constant battle. It's a battle.
Well, I want my life review. I want it to look like I belong where the best music is and upstairs and where people are having fun. I
love that. I love that.
That's what I'm working for. It's not working for money in this life. I want some VIP section with, the fun people.
Yeah.
There's going to be some boring people. There's all kinds. God made them all. We made us all different to be interesting, but I want to be around the fun people like this guy right here.
That's awesome. I appreciate that. I really try. I have a big book on music behind you, and it's just like all how it changes people. Let me go ahead and grab this.
Go grab it. I want to see this.
But this is just like a book on just music, and I'm with you there. When I get into heaven, I want it to be, it's going to be a happy place. There's going to be a lot of people that are just singing songs, like encouraging each other. Like it's going to be as an earth as it is in heaven on the good times. And so you're making on earth as it is in heaven by enlightening people, giving them hope, giving them smiles, giving them the feelings that Christ wants us to experience. And you're doing that. And so, Scottie, no matter whether you know it or not, the impact that you are making, that I'm hearing from people circling around this community, is incredible.
Wow.
And you are going to go far beyond Jacksonville. It's just the start, because once people realize that, to me, it's what is your inner intentions. And I know just from meeting you in such a short period of time, like I said, I almost ran over this man on my truck just coming home from work. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And it's just,
you're the guy that makes these things. Yes.
It was organic.
No, hold on.
Was
Am I
planned.
in trouble? No.
Oh yeah. It's like, forgot that part. And that's what makes this special is this man wants to just bless and help people that are in hurt and in pain. That's all this podcast wants to do, is we want to give you encouragement to let you know you are not alone. You've got the Scotties here. You've got the Scotties here to make, no matter cancer, divorce, opiate addiction, no matter what trial or tribulation, autism, you're dealing with your child, no matter what it is, there is hope. there is deep meaning involved through that. And walking through all that he went through, think about, how are you capable of smiling?
It's automatic.
Good for you.
It's automatic.
Good for you.
It doesn't matter what my vessel feels like. I'm so blessed, especially when this guy yelled at me. I didn't know him I thought he was a crazy man. But I knew it was a blessing because you know what? What are we doing right now? We're trying to get Trevor Lawrence, one of my pieces.
We're trying.
And then,
we're trying.
You know, hopefully that helps out with the playoffs and all the wild card, whatever we got going on. But as you know, I mean,
yes. You never know. You never know what God has coming his way. And Trevor just, you know, he had a kid. He we are dire sports fans, and we love the Jaguars. And obviously with you being at the airport, the first thing you walk in you see is the Jaguars. Welcome to the home of the Jaguars. Mm-hmm. And then you see Scotie's Creatures.
It's a vibe. It's a Scotty vibe.
So this is a very special episode for us, and I'm so glad, Scottie, you were able to come on here. Looking forward to seeing you soon and hearing your amazing journey. God has led you on a well-impacted the community. We live in Jacksonville Beach, Florida. And Scottie, thank you for coming on Angels and Demons podcast. Again, we're going to have more guests come on and share how their lives have been transformed by these Scotties all around Jacksonville. Until then, till our next guest, we hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for listening.
I'm humbled, Vincent. Thank you very much.
And by the way, Scottie, one last thing. Is there any last words to anyone that's going through a difficult time, a trying time in their life? What would you speak to them?
Yes. I know a lot of people that are suffering, and they're suffering some bad stuff. So remember in your life that you don't really have it that bad. Even though we are suffering, we're all in this together. And that's what I hope that it shares with what you see. One of my things is that one of my creations is that you are not alone. And that is the big thing. You are not alone. Even if you feel like it, you're not alone.
You're not.
Every time you see one of these, you're going to know that you're not alone.
Amen. And you can go on angelsanddemonspodcast.com. We're going to have a link for Scotty's amazing pieces of art that you can personally purchase and buy to make your home and make other people continue the message that he is doing. And you can even go on our website and you can look at his pieces of art, and we're going to make it easy so you can just zip over to his website and then you can get whatever you would like to make your home special here in Jacksonville, Florida. Thank you for listening, and until next time, we can't wait to hear from you. Thank you so much.